The St. John River Society was established basically to maintain access to the St. John River. And as you may be well aware, there are very few points that the community can actually have access to this beautiful river. The wharves were ideal. They had been historically an access point. And with recreation, with more people wanting to enjoy their leisure time, there are very few spots for people to actually get on the water. The land's private. Most people don't like other people on their land. So this was why the St. John River Society saw an opportunity here to bring the river back to the people.
How often do you come down here?
I come down here to swim quite often.
And why do you come down here?
Because it's the nicest place around to swim, and the water's pretty calm here generally.
Yeah. And so how often, you come like every day?
If I can.
Yeah. And now school's out, so you got time.
Yeah.
And what do you have here beside you?
My great-grandfather's old fishing rod.
Your great-grandfather's old fishing rod?
Yeah. I've been using it yesterday and today to try and fish.
Catch anything?
Not yet.
So when this would have been built at the turn of the century, what would the purpose of it have been? Why was it built?
Well, mainly for river traffic. Not everybody owns land on the water around here. And that was one of the big things. And the other thing was to ship their produce and commerce to St. John. There used to be a mill right here also, and that meant a lot of lumber going out because the railroad didn't go through until around the end of the First World War. So everything had to be shipped by boat.
So talk to me about the work that you're doing on this wharf. What's involved with the repairs and...
Well, it's just what you can see. The sheathing is a big key to this one, and that holds our loose ballast. Our ballast is all, like I showed you, is hand bombed in there, and if you let this sheathing go, the ballast gets run out of there, and then all this weight goes down on it. But this sheathing will lock it in for another 10 or 20 years, so this will be good.
So the sheathing is basically the cover on the very front of the wharf.
Yep.
Between the water and the
Like a wall in
cement.
your house. Yep. It's drove in the ground a couple of feet and bolted to the top. And that's hemlock. That's not spruce or fir. That's hemlock. That's a good outdoor weather wood. So,
I mean, it's a wonder that we're standing here right now on this wharf that is more than 120 years old. Do you think if this revitalization work wasn't happening, that we'd still be able to stand on it in 20 or 30 years?
No, as our contractor discussed, these wharves are filled with basically fieldstone in cribs of wood. And over generations, as the technology became available, concrete was added to them. They were strengthened. Every 30 years or so, there'd be a renovation, as long as they were used for economic purposes. That has ended, so little repair was done. We would not be standing on this wharf, and up and down this river, there were 34 wharves that were still viable in 1990. There were probably 50 in 1890. So, there's been a loss already. Every farm had some every farm that was large enough had some variety of wharf in front to pick up their produce to take to St. John. This is what we've got left.
So in this day and age, what would you say is the ideal use for these wharves? So if you could picture, a perfect day on the wharf in 2024, what does that look like? It's very different than 1890.
Oh, for sure. There will be boats tied up here. There would be kids swimming off here. There'd be people fishing off here. And that's exactly what's happening right now. We need to, and people need to see this, and they need to find these wharves to be able to enjoy these wharves again.